I might have to pick
Alright.
some John Frusciante. I don't know.
Alright, I'm recording.
God. Curtains is the one I downloaded.
It's easy.
You,
I
you
got some good
know,
ones.
you know the vibe.
So who's gonna pick Summer by Brock and/or Peach by Kevin Abstract?
All right, today's off the top playlist. What is this? Number 4?
Five.
Five.
Number 5.
Number 5.
But it's
One.
not off the top.
We're getting into the groove of summertime, and that is the word right there. Summertime. Let's get these summertime feels going.
Let's do Me and Your Mama by
Ross, you dog.
So Childish Gambino, this song specifically is the starter of his album where he really switched up genres from rap into the more soulful. He does Atlanta, he does TV shows, he does movies, he's an actor, rapper,
Extraordinaire.
music extraordinaire.
He's the king of mediocre entertainment.
All right, let's get straight to it. That was RTJ4.
I was listening to the song.
No, I know.
I'll go first. When the album first came out, I was not ready for it at all. I was like in my Logic Childish Gambino phase where I was thinking like it was gonna be like what was that, Miss Daisy, that song on Under Pressure. I thought it was gonna be like this, and I was like, oh, this is trash. And then I just like once I heard like Redbone for the first time, like maybe 2 years later, I was like, oh my god. And I came back and I listened to this album. I have it on vinyl. Love this song. I think it's a perfect I think it's a perfect representation of summer in a song, right? It comes in, it's like really smooth coming in, you're out of finals, you're kind of relaxed, and then like that big crash is like July 4th and everything. Like the month of July is like really hectic, you're doing stuff with your friends and everything, and then it just kind of like soothes back into you trying to relax before you go back to school. Love that song.
Boggers.
This song, there's a lot to unpack. This is the first time I've heard this song. Musically, I really enjoyed it. I love the opening section. My favorite part is that it's in 3. I love how he creates this like sultry atmosphere that's like, kind of like almost romantic in the beginning, and then it just explodes into that middle section.
That's my favorite Childish Gambino song. It's honestly so surprising, like hearing that for the first time, like how much he captures that soul sound. He really does it justice on this song, and I love the the 808 80s sound. I think it's great. I think he produces it really well, and I think easily it's his best song. I'm not really a huge Childish Gambino song, but this song is just amazing just for that chorus section.
Me turn.
All right, so
yeah, I'm just gonna have to pick "Summertime" by Sublime. I mean, you can't leave that one out.
Let's do it.
Sublime is from the 90s. They had a short lifespan because this fucking singer died from like OD'd or something. Tell me they're a ska punk band. Stripped down instrumentation. You viewers will probably know this song. This is a very famous song.
running away to get away.
Me and this pod, we got nation.
We in this hole. So comparing that directly to the Smite soundtrack, I'm gonna have 0 out of 10. I was a big fan of the bells. I think that was a good song, and it went. That pattern was the whole song, but I think it lasted. I do like the hip hop elements that they brought in. I did like the line where they were like, I think we're qualified to represent the LBC. I thought that was like a clever, sort of weird line, but it made a lot of sense, and I really loved that line.
Classic. It's great vibraphone. Love the guitar section. His voice is awesome on this track. Great track. Great summer vibes. This is gonna be a good play.
Sublime. I mean, every Sublime song that I've heard has been during the summertime, and it's a summer vibe. It definitely great song. Enough said.
I think as a whole in this song, they know exactly when to introduce and remove elements to the mix. Yeah, and like Victor was saying, I love the like vinyl scratch in the beginning. Give it just like the extra retro little feel. The vibes are great.
I'm gonna need to put a vibe counter up for that section of the video. Vibe.
Don't fuck up the vibe though, Victor.
For real, man.
I'm not fucking with the summertime vibes. I gotta mess it up. So I'm gonna have to go with "Running Away" by Sly and the Family Stone, the single version off of "There's a Riot Going On." Not freaking 1972 version. Sly and the Family Stone, classic soul group. The best name for any band ever. I think Uncontested Sly and the Family Stone is just such an amazing name.
can say officially, you did not fuck up the vibe.
That I can get my mouth into, sink my teeth into for sure.
The best part, or like at least what caught my attention the most that I really liked, was that a verse of vocals, and then as soon as it ends, like verse of vocals with really simple instrumentation, simple like grooves and stuff. Instrumental would kick up and the drums would get like way more funky and the bass would get funkier, and they'd have to bring the horns in.
Compositionally, I loved how the horns were not left to their own. They were like seen as the front, and in the mix they were in the front. To me, if like this was played live, the horns would be right next to like the lead singer. Like they don't want you to shy away from the horns. They were definitely present in the mix.
For me, the biggest pull is that vocal performance. I think she gives an amazing performance, so playful, childlike, but poking at, you know, the character or the person running away from your problems, things like that, sort of the summary trope, stereotype, is the base of the album. There's a riot going on, it being the summer, but being still, there's still a riot going on, and you can't run away from your problems. There's a lot of amazing lyrics in this. The writing is just amazing, and then the little laughs are just so funny. Just like, it's impossible not to have a smile on my face.
All right, so to transition from that with great writing to a song with no writing,
Horrible
at
writing.
all, Joy Punks by Big Wild. So Big Wild is the persona of producer, composer Jackson Stell, and his debut album came out last year, and this is on it. Favorite like EDM type songs.
3, 2, 1, play.
Whenever that song comes on,
I love the chopping of that sample. It was like, like a 4, I don't know, like 4 or 5.
4 out of 10.
Like
It's like a 4 or 5 out of 10.
it was like to be happening.
To be happening.
it was a simple pattern, but it worked so well, and the drums complemented it so well, amalgamated towards a great summer track.
Super dry. I love that the chopping on that sample. I think it's happy and upbeat, like kind of carefree, you know, which is perfect like for summer feel. I also like the guitar a lot, which helped contrast between the chopping of like EDM music, which I like the guitar a lot, especially the effects on it. I also like the outro a lot with the strings, and it kind of like EQ like changed up as it went out.
I think it brought a lot to EDM where it can be seen, I think, as like sort of a dead, like house can seem sort of samey, but I think there's a lot of great sound selection, all the chords in the beginning, and love the gating. He really made the sounds feel alive. I love the drums, but like I just feel like such an idiot every time I listen to like an EDM song, because like the drums are just like at the core of it. It's just like so simple. It's just like, it just makes me think that we're all really just robots just listening to this like but like it's just like, it's so catchy. It's like you just can't help move along to it. It's like I just feel like an idiot. I'm like, it's like the same in every EDM song, but it just works so well, especially in the song.
You definitely have listening fatigue.
It's just whenever the song comes on in the car when I'm driving in the summer, it's just like, man, I have to turn the music all the way up just because
You start crying while you're
That's
trying.
a great, yeah, that's a great song.
Crying so many
Brick,
Yes, sir.
brick alert.
Maria told me to put some of this artist more. Still think it works as a summer thing. It's gonna be Malamente by Rosalia. Go in human form.
Give her the Grammy.
It's such a bad language. It's just
No, it's not a bad language. I just feel like left out.
Vic's like, go back to your home.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we got Google Translate on deck. Or
I respect her so much for like breaking into the Western scope. Doesn't back down, like it's all Spanish, which is super cool. She even made Travis Scott sing in Spanish. She said, "Bitch, if you're coming on my song, you're speaking Spanish."
Dang, dude, that was.
Let me turn the fan up because it's hot as fuck in here after that song. I think she gave a great delivery. I think she brought the sort of, not monotone, but like the laid back, you know, hook, malamente, whatever that means. That's probably something fire. I love the voices in the back. It was really cool. And like she'd say something like in the back, and then she had like a male voice, and she'd have maybe like some ad libs. I thought they were implemented really well, like sort of an interesting part of summer. Maybe like at a biker bar and you go to the back and then someone attacks you and like freaking stabs you or something. I don't know. I was getting like a dark
biker bar.
I was getting like a dark image. I just watched Twin Peaks and there's a biker bar on that, so that's why I thought a biker bar.
Okay. In terms of instrumentation, I love the intro with the hand clapping and how that kind of turned into like the drums, even though the clapping stayed there. I loved that, and I loved how kind of simple the instrumental was. You know, it was like one chord, maybe two chords per measure. It's very simple, laid back, but it worked really well. Really good song.
Oh,
The
for
song
real?
is about a bad biker bar that she went to, Vic, when she got attacked in the bathroom.
Something about Spanish music just makes you move, and the song is no different. Even though it was a more laid back delivery, delivered a certified
Platinum.
vibe.
Classic.
Platinum vibes.
Um,
Platinum with distinction.
her voice is just special. It hits so many different nerves. Well, look,
So many different
That's not really
nerves.
loud,
Which
Rosalia.
nerves? That's what everybody wants to know. Comment down below if you want to know which nerves.
From I think she's from Spain. Her breakout album came out in 2017 called Los Angeles or Los Angeles, which is basically her and this one composer, basically a guitar, and there's just a bunch of ballads and mainly folk music. And then she transitioned into the pop Latin scene with the flamenco style. Victor's right; it kind of reminds me of a biker club. It's just so badass, and her delivery, and I love the flamenco claps. Great, awesome, like a new genre, I guess if you want to call it, but it's a great breakout artist of the 2010s, in my opinion.
Called 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins, a grunge alternative rock band from the 90s. Pearl Jam and Nirvana, some of like the leaders of that decade.
3, 2, 1.
Before we start, can I say like these songs shit at ass? It's so trash.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, I will delegate it to Carlos go first. I already got it.
I still think it fits within the summertime feel, but this is definitely like when the sun's going down type vibes, and like you're getting existential when you're still half an hour from your house. Vic, where's your cringe button? Hello. But it had almost like a minor feel to it. Maybe you can help me out.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it was
I don't know
like
shit
it
about
wasn't-
music theory, but yeah.
I don't know. It made me wanna like. Hello.
I've definitely heard this song before. I didn't know what it was called. I think my mom or dad would have played it. Inviting riffs and it's just super catchy. It floats in your head like the summertime late night. Just like the tone of his voice.
My roommate Gavin, shouts out Gavin, maybe a friend of the pod, I don't know. He started playing guitar last year, and one of his favorite bands is Smashing Pumpkins, so he plays the lead riff on this all the time. So this like brings me back to sitting in my room trying to study, and I hear his guitar.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah, no,
right before
song
you.
This song definitely has those like melancholy vibes. The vibe I got was like, Vic, how many vibes are we at right now? To me, it feels like you're sitting at like a campfire, and like the girl you're trying to like talk to or something is on the other side, but you're like too shy to say something to her or something, and you just like kind of in your feels a little bit about it.
It kind of felt like a night bus ride, and it was like raining, and there was like cars going by.
Okay. Invokes emotions that no other song does. Is credited a lot to the instrumental, the chord progression, and the voicings of the guitar, and especially the drums. But this is a song that I always have trouble turning off once I turn it on. You know, it's hard to stop midway through because it just pulls you along. It's hard. You just can't really stop listening to it.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
so
the
easy for me to
distorted
pause
vocal.
it and just start listening to Beat Happening. It
Sorry,
was so easy for me.
what'd you say?
I turned on Honey Pot midway through. That's what I was gonna say. I really love that distorted vocal, and then like that when he's like
Yeah.
It's so cool.
You know what, guys?
Damn.
I have a confession to make. Over the years, I've becoming more of a hipster, trying to listen to like cool rock music, like trying to be cool all the time. But really, I think it's time for me to go back to my roots. Listen only to hip hop all the time. Hold up, I'll be right back.
What is happening? Oh, I'm like excited. I'm on the edge of my couch.
Get Morrissey out of here. We're getting Morrissey out of here. No more racists on the
Oh,
wall.
Kendrick.
No more.
Yes, sir.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with.
All right.
Oh, right after 1979. All right, let's do it.
Wu-Tang Clan, the greatest rap album of all time, Enter the Wu-Tang. This is a great example of freaking boop-bop hip-hop to the hip-hop where they go back and forth freaking jerking each other off like on Run the Jewels.
That bass line in there, it's like boom, 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 boom. Oh my my god. And just the way that they feed off each other's energy, not to directly quote you, but just jerking each other off. It just
Yeah.
No, Run the Jewels is jerking each other off. These guys
Okay.
are like swinging swords, like throwing in the air, passing it, freaking. Cutting people
those
up.
guys.
Funny listening to the song because I could only think about the RZA beat at Guitar Center that RZA snapped with this production. Method Man came through with my favorite verse, arguably on the album.
Their the sampling of like it must be like a movie or something that like Tiger style.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
You know, I also love the instrumental, just how simple it was. The beat was just like it's all about them. It's not about the beat. It's just about their what they're saying.
Bro, when the rain comes in, like that's such a great atmosphere. Like holy shit, like there's about to be a massacre on freaking Fifth Avenue. And we're not talking about when Trump said I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and still get elected. We're talking about Ninja Kill Bill. One of the greatest hip hop songs of all time, easily.
Damn.
All right, I'm a hard act to follow. See if
That's the
Scott
last.
is Sleepy
That's-
Hollow.
that's Angels Fear to Tread by Disclosure. This song is off of Disclosure's EP, I think it's from 2018, called Moonlight, following their success from their self-titled album. House group from the UK. Let's
Wait,
just
y'all
get
listen to
into it.
house? You listen to house music, Scott?
Yeah.
Send us off.
Go. The original lyrics for this song are from it's a classic like oldies song. There's a version of it that I love that's by Frank Sinatra.
I love this song. This is an awesome song.
Wait, let me do my
I
intro. I
love-
have a funny joke.
I don't even I didn't let you say it. You were all like doing shit in the background.
I was
God,
gonna say, alright, just go, whatever. It's over.
oh, sorry, Victor. It's like, oh my god.
I was gonna say, did Scott Sleepy Hollow or did he hard act to follow? That was my joke.
What's the good one? What's like the good outcome?
Hard act to follow.
Alright, so that was the hard act to follow then. I love the juxtaposition of like the oldies sound, house, drums, and synth and stuff. I thought it was awesome. It was way more laid back than I expected, but it grooved so well. I love the like organ road solo at the end. I thought that was so great. I mean, this is like a super summery like evening. I'm playing like cornhole or something, like drinking outside. I mean, it's just like a really great song. I really loved it.
The freaking entrancing turning me into a E9 robot drums, the house drums the robot drums that
E9.
always work. They never fail ever. Just the singing was great harmony, sounded beautiful.
That sample was like cutting through butter. That sample was so
Yeah.
smooth. I love that they didn't really chop it up, like for the most part, chop it up too much and just let it rock. And with their drums and the synths, they just filled the pockets. I mean, what a way to send us off, Scott.
That
Job
was,
well
like,
done.
That is our 8-song summertime playlist. Give it a listen.
Tell us in the comments what type of summer you're gonna have based on one of the songs in the playlist. So are you gonna
Yeah.
get rocked
You're
in
gonna
a
get
biker bar?
murked.
Are you gonna be sad at in evenings? Or are you gonna be listening
Bro.
to house music?
But punk
Tell us
rock
in the
that they
comments
have.
how many violent crimes you've committed.